welcome back to my channel. Last week I posted a video about my English teaching job in Japan, and I made that video in Vietnamese, and there were some Vietnamese fellows leaving comment on my videos. Some of them texted me to ask about the details of how I found the job or what requirements are there for the job. So yeah, I was thinking I was about to make a video in Vietnamese to give explanation to my Vietnamese fellow, but then I realized that if you guys are looking for an English teaching job, then you're supposed to think in English, right? Because, well, just place yourself in the recruitment team's place, right? Then if you want to find somebody who can speak English and teach the English language, then you will post your recruitment in English, right? So English teaching job is actually just another job out there. There are some very useful website. For example, I always search on Gaijin Pod or sometimes Tokyo Reckless. Next one about the requirements. Well, basically the first thing that they require will be your English speaking skill. I think most of them don't care about your nationality at all. And I believe that we don't have to speak English perfectly or natively. Actually, it's a lot of requirement would, will make it clear that you need to be at native level. But yeah, it depends. It depends, guys. So about the certificates or qualifications, if you're looking for a full-time job, then you need a bachelor degree or something equivalent to that. Or if you're looking for a part-time job, I think that would be much easier. You only need to prove them that you can speak English, and the requirements are pretty much different. Depends on the company and their needs. Okay, so how did I prepare for my English teaching job in Japan? Actually, before coming to Japan, I was a salesman. So my tasks are like closing deal, talking to customer, you can name it. Before I went to Japan, I took a year off. It's like a gap year at work, I don't know. And in that 1 year, I studied English and Japanese at the same time. When I got my first IELTS certificate, I applied to teach in online classes for adults in Vietnam. What I was thinking is that maybe I need to have some experience before coming to this battle. Like, I wanted to tell the HR that I have the experience of doing this, so maybe I'm a perfect fit for the job. I think somehow it's like that. Actually, I'm so prepared several of English certificates. For example, I had IELTS when I came to Japan. I took TOEIC, and then I took TOEFL and then TOEIC. I don't really know if they really need those certificates or not, but to prove that your English is at business level or fluent or native level, you need something to prove, right? Like in the interview, they can't get to know all about your English. So it's better for you to prepare some certificates, right? And then you give it to them. They would really appreciate it. Yeah, that's how I prepare from Vietnam. Well, actually, I taught for, I remember that was 6 months, I guess. I taught for 6 months in Vietnam. And then came to Japan and made my resume, and I sent it to several different schools and companies. And luckily, I got hired by an international school at first. That company's salary is not really high. It's 1,150 for an hour. I think that was acceptable for me, because as a person who doesn't have any experience of teaching kids, that is a very acceptable, reasonable price. And after first year in Japan, I moved to Saitama, where I'm living right now, for university. And that's when I decided to change the company too, because I know there are a lot of companies that pay very, very well. So I sent my resume to a couple of them. And actually at first, they didn't ask much about my, English ability certificates or so. But they asked for a reference from my past company. That was pretty hard for me, because I quit their job to move away from my university, right? And I have to text my director again to ask him whether he can give me a reference to move on to the new job. Well, that was a little bit awkward, but he was a very nice guy. He gave me a good reference, and yep, I got into my recent job, and I have to say that it is very well paid. I mean, it's very, very well paid for me, someone who doesn't have a bachelor degree. You might wonder why am I not sharing the details, because I think they doesn't have standard details. I don't want to form any bias in you or any expectation. So I think you guys should do it yourself, doing the research. And actually, when you get a job, you would realize that it's not that difficult. I think there's a lot of Vietnamese students who have good accents are studying in Japan. So yeah, don't feel like you can't do it. Just do it. I think there are a lot of chances that you've just not figured it out yet. So just do it. You can do it. Just do it. I hope this video is useful for you guys. Not just my Vietnamese fellows, but anyone who wants to find a teaching job in Japan. So yeah, good luck. And see you guys in my next video.